How we feel on any issue is irrelevant. At least that's the feeling we get. We are exploited, have been for centuries. The exploitation continues. We are taken for granted as Africans, and quite often you can't help but wonder sometimes. And it's not just the US, we're talking in general by other countries. How much of it has to do with the people who continue to do it? And by they, I mean really the world.
Right, as you point out, other countries, France and other European countries are having similar issues with their immigration policies.
Right, but Africa becomes a playground. We're like a football. They go there to just play and exploit it. I mean, you take, for example, you brought in France. I mean, if Africans, Francophone African countries, were to decide today that all French companies must get out of Africa, that all the monies that are going to France, estimated at hundreds of billions of dollars annually, if all that funding would stop going to France today,
Sauvons l'Afrique. Sauvons l'Afrique.
Question still being wandering every day and every time around the world. We are black people. We are black men, black women. The question is that it be a curse to be a black man around the world. We don't know. It be a curse to be a black woman around the world. We are wandering. Hello everyone, I'm Neville Toko. This video that I'm trying to propose you today is talk about the black men, the melanin, because that skin try to bring us, we don't know where and when. Look at that video. Try to view this video and we'll be back later after it.
how we feel on any issue is irrelevant. At least that's the feeling we get. We are exploited, have been for centuries. The exploitation continues. We are taken for granted as Africans, and quite often you can't help but wonder sometimes. And it's not just the US, we're talking in general by other countries. How much of it has to do with the pigmentation in our skin? Because it's done so systematically, and it gets in the way of development on the continent. We have some of the best tourist attractions in the world, and yet we are enjoying just a fraction of the tourism dollars around the globe. And a lot of it has to do with the brush we've been painted with over the years. You know, we are the brightest continent. I would like to think that the sun shines brightest over Africa than anywhere else on earth, and yet we are referred to as the dark continent. Words like that, you know, diseased and dying continent. Really? Look at me, do I look diseased and dying, you know? Just outrageous depiction of our beautiful continent that is designed to keep us at a certain place and never allow Africa to take its rightful place on the world stage. To me, that is the most painful thing. And it is such an uphill battle unless we come together as Africans and take a position and say enough is enough. We can no longer continue to tolerate abuse of any kind, in any way, shape, or form from anybody ally or foe, they will continue to do it. And by they, I mean really the world.
Right, as you point out, other countries, France and other European countries are having similar issues with their immigration policies.
Right, but Africa becomes a playground. We're like a football. They go there to just play and exploit it. I mean, you take, for example, you brought in France. I mean, if Africans, Francophone African countries, were to decide today that all French companies must get out of Africa, that all the monies that are going to France, estimated at hundreds of billions of dollars annually, if all that funding would stop going to France today, France will immediately become the third world country. And Africa no longer needs to be getting aid from anybody. If you look at the billions of dollars France is getting out of Africa every year, and then the fraction that they give back to Africa in the name of aid, out of what I like to call loot. They loot from us at night, and during the day they come back and give us a pittance of the loot in the name of aid. It is a joke. And how we Africans have tolerated this for centuries is sad. But you know, it's not too late. Right. We have got to change this situation. We have got to start benefiting from our God-given natural resources. And yet, if you look at our minerals, we get royalties. French companies swoop into Africa. They bring Frenchmen to come and work in the mines, any industry, in the oil rigs, and we get royalties, 12 to 15%. It's mind-boggling.
Right.
Completely mind-boggling. Well, I have to say, it's not easy being a black person on Earth. I take it even further and say the most endangered species on Earth is a black man. So when you look at it from that crude reality that we deal with on a daily basis as black people, it is very, very painful. It hurts to think that you can encounter certain situations on a daily basis simply because of the melanin, the quantity of the melanin in your skin. I will give you a simple example. I'm a medical doctor, practiced medicine for 26 years in this country, and I remember pulling up into my parking lot at my office, and there was a car in my parking lot, obviously of someone waiting to be seen by me, but it had a big bumper sticker that said, "Proud to be KKK." And I remember thinking, there is someone who feels that way, who is in my building, waiting to be seen by me. And yet, he still harbors those kind of feelings towards me. Even though I may walk into a room and say, "Oh, sir, you need to take off your clothes." And I come back 2 minutes later and he's stuck naked. I have that much power over him, and yet he still feels he's better than me, simply because of my melanin. That's a tough one. It's really a tough pill to swallow as we go through this journey that is life as black people on Earth. That's hard. Oh my goodness. We love the United States. We value our relationship with the United States, which is why we would like to see us continue to get better and, like I said, be the BFF that we want America to be. And we hope America will reciprocate and also look at Africa as its BFF. We need each other. we must engage from a point of equality where we can mutually benefit from the relationship without one feeling superior to the other. And unless we can operate from that point of view, the new African is not going to put up with that. And that's something I'm going to do my best to impress to the US government, that we can no longer play this game with the old strategies. I liken our relationship to a basketball match. You know, when the coach calls his team to the sidelines and they're scribbling on their notepads, I often wonder what they're talking about. But my son then told me, he said, "Mommy, they're re-strategizing." We're at a point that America needs to re-strategize.
Men, I will be it around my life. Every time that I'm in life, I'm still being a black man. Till that I will lose my life. Reason why? I want to tell you something very important. Black men, black women around the world, don't be marginalized. Don't squabble yourself. Don't be afraid. Be strong. Stay strong. One day, black men will take the first position around the world, and we will bring a difference. Because that difference might bring today and yesterday. I love you, everyone. View that video and delete it for everyone that you have his phone number. I love you. Let's see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Le Congo ne tombera jamais.